Good morning, Florida lacrosse fans. Tuesday morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Lee Roggenberg as your host on the Lacrosse News Network. Let's get our morning ritual out of the way. Tried a little mix today of an espresso and a Cafe Bustelo, and tastes pretty good. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. That subscribe button loves getting punched. Like the videos if you do. Believe me, YouTube and its parent company, Google/Alphabet, certainly pay attention to it. We were able last night to put up the Varsity Sports Network videos. They're now on demand for the March 29th rankings. We should see a new set of rankings coming out today. Please, if you haven't already watched, or even if you have and you want to watch it again, you can see we posted an article with the videos embedded. So go ahead and watch those. We'll be on the road today, fulfilling my promise to the Brevard Sports Network. We'll be broadcasting the Viera Holy Trinity Episcopal game, 1A and 2A. Very important game. Viera in a sneaky tough district. Holy Trinity now in our top 15 at 13 this week. Certainly well earned. It's going to be a fun night for me and look forward to the broadcast. Hope many of you tune in. Brevard Sports Network has their own page on Facebook, and that's where they broadcast the games through. I believe the game starts at 7:30 tonight, so tune in if you can. Okay, last night, a little light on high-end games, but definitely a lot of games that are making a difference in these at-large bids, assuming that they get in that position. Palmetto Ridge 5-4 over Taravella. Columbus 19-14 over Western. Very nice win for Columbus. Rockledge 6-3 over Melbourne Central. That's an interesting score to me, since when I first started writing, Melbourne Central was a top 20 program in the state and had been for a number of years, number of high-end players that went on to play in college. And I'm, frankly, just surprised at what's happened to the program, unfortunately. And hopefully down the line we'll see that program rebound back. Gainesville 11-7 over St. Joseph. Tohopekaliga 13-10 over Eastridge. Winter Springs 5-4 over Lyman. Coral Shores 11-2 over Coral Reef. Cypress Creek 13-7 over Lake Mineola. Osceola 12-4 over Palm Harbor. Land O'Lakes 13-6 over Pasco. Foundation 8-7 over Lake Wales. Bartow 11-10 over All Saints Academy. That's also a big win in that area. Windermere 12-3 over Timber Creek. Easy winners last night: Westminster Christian, University, Kings Academy, Forest, South Fork, Milton, Celebration, Edgewater, South Walton, Newsom, Steinbrenner, Northside Christian, Plant, Cocoa Beach, and Flagler Palm Coast. Before I get to the girls, I'll just make a comment. I think some of you saw the comment on yesterday's morning coffee about, why do I read off these scores, etc. And there's over 400 schools between the boys and the girls, actually closer to 500 when you include the independents. And one of the reasons I do it this way is because a lot of these programs will not get mentioned anywhere. Their local paper, their local TV station, really anywhere. And even if it's just a matter of reading out a score, just want to, it's sort of me acknowledging the hard work and effort that these kids put in, and these coaches put in, and these parents and referees, et cetera, put in. And, I know that most of the time our articles on feature articles tend to be on the bigger programs. They certainly get covered plenty. And it's just my way of acknowledging these other schools, which maybe with reading the score and maybe getting a comment out of the game might be pretty much getting most of their coverage for the year for the kids. So that's why I do this, and I understand the question that arose in the comment, and I just wanted to make sure that people understand that we're trying to grow the game, and one of the ways you do it is to try to acknowledge programs that maybe aren't on the radar very much, but really deserve a comment or two. Okay, on the girls' side last night, big game up north. Gulf Breeze with a 9-8 win over Pensacola Catholic. I believe that's going to pretty much give Gulf Breeze an advantage in a matchup. Miami Country Day 11-5 over Westminster Christian. And the Lakes 12-9 over Pasco. Park Vista 9-4 over West Broward. Cocoa Beach 8-7 over Rockledge. Pensacola 16-9 over North Bay. Vero Beach big 16-5 win over South Fork. Riverview Sarasota 13-12 over Gulf Coast. Seminole Ridge 6-1 over Atlantic. Nice 12-6 over Flagler Palm Coast. Lake Mineola 11-8 over Apopka. Fletcher 18-10 over Wolfson. Cypress Creek 10-6 over Eastlake. And Vieira 14-10 win over Windermere. Easy winners last night on the girls' side: Jensen Beach, Plant, Sickles, Steinbrenner, Oak Hall, Satellite, Sebastian River, Episcopal School, Ponte Vedra, Wiregrass Ranch, Forest, Haggerty, and American Heritage Plantation. The Florida women last night were able to play their game with Cincinnati. That was postponed on Sunday. Came away with a 19-12 win. Emma Lopinto, 5 goals. Danielle Pavanelli, 4 goals in the win for Florida. Before we get to tonight's games, Warner College of Lake Wales has announced its women's NAIA program. They've hired Frank Rogers to run the program as head coach. I spoke to Frank a little bit yesterday, another upstate New York guy, Syracuse guy, has started a lot of programs around the country at the high school and college level. A very good hire for them. And again, very nice to see that. I believe he mentioned the school's only about 10, 15 miles from Weber. So that'll be a nice built-in rivalry right off the bat for them to build on. And again, just very nice to see another Florida school continuing their push into our sport. Now, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this last year when it was announced back in, I believe, October. St. Thomas of Miami is also starting their women's NAIA program. I have not seen an announcement on their website yet about hiring a head coach. I'll try to drop a note to the athletic director today to see if that's still in the process or if they just haven't put the press release up yet. But again, two new programs, NAIA programs coming along. You might have heard me mention and tweet out that Louisville on the men's side has decided to elevate their program to Division I to join the ACC. That takes a little bit of pressure off the ACC as far as the issue of the automatic qualifier. Not that they really had that issue before, but just, again, showing the way. We're keeping our fingers crossed that more and more teams will eventually join that D1 men's level from the power schools. There are far more Division I women's programs than there are men's programs. So let's kind of hope that we keep going in that direction. In the polls yesterday, Inside Lacrosse IWLCA on the women's side, D1, University of Florida at number 10, Jacksonville at number 21. I think Florida moved up one slot and Jacksonville 2 in that one. On the D2 side, Florida Southern number 5, Rollins number 9, Embry-Riddle up another spot to number 12, Tampa at 15, and Florida Tech and Lynn received votes. In the Inside Lacrosse media poll, Jacksonville men up to number 11. USILA D1 men's poll, Jacksonville remained at 12. And Inside Lacrosse media poll for Division II, Tampa remains number 1. FSC Florida Southern number 11, Rollins number 14, Florida Tech number 16. USILA D2 took a little different tack Tampa still at number 1, but they flipped Rollins and Florida Southern. Rollins at 11, Florida Southern at 13, Florida Tech at 14, and St. Leo receiving votes. On the awards side yesterday on the college level, Sunshine State Conference Awards, Men's Offensive Player of the Week, Luke McEnany of Tampa. Men's Defensive Player of the Week, Maxwell Freestone of Florida Southern. And the Men's Specialist of the Week, Ethan Toshif of Florida Tech. On the women's side, Women's Offensive Player of the Week, Murphy McDonough of Embry-Riddle. Women's Defensive Player of the Week, Danny Waters of Tampa. The AAC Awards, Emma Lapinto got her 5th Freshman of the Week for the Gators, and Emma Reitman, 2nd Defender of the Week, also for the Gators. Okay. Key games tonight. Very big schedule. 10-3 Bishop Verreau is hosting 9-4 Westminster Christian. Starting to get down to a game like this is certainly making a possible at-large bid should neither win their district important. 9-2 Lake Nona hosting 10-4 Boone. 8-1 American Heritage Plantations hosting 9-4 Community School. American Heritage Plantation needs a win. 9-2 Niceville hosting 8-4 Pensacola Catholic up north. Big game there. 7-6 Buchholz hosting 7-7 Maclay. 7-6 Wiregrass Ranch hosting 6-7 Calvary Christian Clearwater. Lake Highland at 5-7 hosting 10-4 Creekside. We got 9-4 Episcopal School hosting 8-5 St. Augustine. 11-3 Pinecrest hosting 9-2 University School. We got 7-5 Haggerty hosting 9-4 Timber Creek. 9-1 Jesuit hosting 6-7 Berkeley Prep. Natural rivalry game there. 6-5 Lake Brantley hosting 9-5 Bishop Moore. 11-2 St. Edwards looking to rebound with versus 10-2 Jensen Beach. We've got 9-6 Western Davie hosting 9-2 Berlin Jesuit. We've got 6-6 Dwyer hosting 5-5 Vero Beach. We've got 8-6 Oviedo hosting 11-2 Winter Park. 7-6 Gulf Coast hosts 8-4 Cardinal Mooney. 7-6 Nice hosting 5-9 Barton Trail. 9-5 Montverde is hosting 14-1 Bowles. Huge game there for positioning too. 12-1 Holy Trinity hosts 9-5 Vieira. And 8-6 Riverview Sarasota hosting 11-3 Eastlake. On the girls' side, 11-4 Western Davie hosting 11-1 Key West. We have 10-4 Newsom hosting 7-4 Robinson. And the latest who's in, who's out, Robinson is sitting at the 8th seed in their region. 9-5 Bishop Moore hosting 14-1 Steinbrenner. 6-4 Berkeley Prep hosting 8-3 Wiregrass Ranch. 10-3 Celebration hosts 11-0 Lake Wales. 8-1 St. Stephen's Episcopal hosts 8-4 Academy of the Holy Names. 8-4 Niceville hosts 8-1 Seacoast Collegiate. And 12-3 Bartram Trail hosts Stars Mills of Georgia, which is 6-4. Again, when we talk about these key games, if you've watched the who's in, who's out, and you have seen how close some of these either at-large probabilities or possibilities versus just being out of the bracket, there's a reason why we harp on these. And even games that don't sound particularly attractive of a one-loss record certainly are in play here for determining at-large bids. Now that we're set with what the district seedings are going to be, at-large bids are very key to be shooting for with these games that I've sort of mentioned on. So if you haven't watched the who's in, who's out for the boys and the who's in, who's out for the girls, they're now on demand. Pick them up, check them out, because they are really eye-opening as far as how close some of these teams are to being in and how close some of these teams are to being out, and why these games and next week's district games are so important when it comes to who's going to be making these brackets. Okay, so again, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the video, like it if you do, and get out to a game, #TAFTAG, take a friend to a game. Last week of the regular season, plenty of games to check out tonight. Lay off the refs. Enjoy yourself. Continue growing the game. Talk it up. This is Lee Roggenberg saying so long from the Sunshine State.